Woohoo! Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Get this chat all fixed up here and make it look good. Make me look good. I need somebody to help me look good. Oh, Gold Aztec. Hey there, brother. Thank you for coming. Clear Lake, thank you for coming. How y'all doing? Thank you for coming up. We're going to go live here because I got somebody to yak to. So let me start my cam. Let's see if I got my good looks. Oh, yeah. Okay. I look okay. How do I look, guys? Do I look okay? Am I looking good there for the Sunday night show? Let's hope so. We're going to do the live chat. There we go. Get up there. All right. Now, how y'all doing? Gold Gold Aztec, Gold, and then Clear Lake. How you doing? I'm doing very good. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There you go. There you go. Yeah, we'll get chatting again here. I got a little early, and so it's always nice to get my chat because you never know what YouTube is doing half the time, and they don't always let me break out my chat. Where are the refreshments? Oh, you got to call YouTube, and they'll deliver them to you. They like bringing refreshments. YouTube is pretty special on that. YouTube has been really, I've had to be really careful, especially with what I'm talking about tonight. I don't know, Gold, if you saw my last week, I had to use some pronouns that described it. I left Sal's and went to LLC Live. Oh, cool. There you go. That must be where Mr. Lassie Farms at. I bet he's at LLC. But yeah, that's Sunday night is the only time that I thought would be a good time to get out there with not too many people doing the live chat. So oh, he wasn't there. Okay. Okay. Let me text him. I'm gonna text him and let him know. He forgets sometimes. Let's see here. Where are you at, Mr.? All right, I just text him, so maybe he'll come by. Oh, there's Eagle Steve. Hey, Eagle Steve, thank you for coming in. Thank you, thank you. Hey, JM, thank you for coming. Hey, Hoosier, thank you for coming. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. That was let's see what I'm not gonna repeat that. He's busy with somebody, so we'll just leave it at that. Hey, Mark, thank you for coming. Hey, Zardoff, thank you for coming. Thank y'all for coming. We'll get this party started here pretty soon. Hey, Chuck, thank you for coming. Hey, Gold Chuck, how you doing? Thank you for coming. Snake Bite, thank you for coming, sir. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Steve. How about just Steve? There you go. Good to see you, man. They still won't release me for work yet, so I got to go in next week for some more tests. This is getting to be a pain in my you know what. So, oh well. Hey Maple, thank you for coming. How you doing, Mark? Good to see you. Anybody want to come up on the panel tonight? Barbara should. Hey, Barbara, you slipped in there. I didn't see you. And Hoosier's here. Hoosier, you want to come up? Come on, Barb. Come on up and talk. I got a good subject for us to talk on tonight, so you can fill it in really good, being that, hey, Long Live Coins, good to see you. Thank you for coming. There you go. Clear Lake. You're in. I tell you what, Clear Lake, that's what I feel like. I feel like I've been pinned in this. Oh, come on, Barb. I got a really good subject for us to talk about. You would like, you don't have to show your face. You can just come up and we can chat. I think Barb would like to come up. How about you, Mark? You want, has Snakebite, anybody want to come up? I didn't see Nickel. He's generally here on Sunday night. Here's a link if somebody wants to come up. You're more than welcome to come up on the panel Long Live Coins. If you want to come up. Chuck, you're more than welcome. Hey, Lucky Star's here. How you doing there, Lucky Star? Good to see you, my dear. Yes, yes. That would that's really cool. Does Lucky Star, do you want to come up and chat? You're more than welcome. Hey, JM, you want to come up? I'll join. Okay, there. Oh, 5 minutes. Okay, here's a link. If it's gone, I'll put it back up. Long Live Coins. There he is. He's up. How you doing, brother?
There we go. Sorry, I had an echo on.
I thought you were muted there when I saw that camera off. So that's good to have you on here.
Not much. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. I have felt really good this week, and I'm going in to see the doctor Tuesday. They're supposed to do some tests on me. Maybe they're going to sign off on me, and I can do do something besides do house cleaning. I'm getting kind of tired of that.
Yeah, be able to lift a broom up without getting in trouble.
Yep. They still got me on 20 pounds, and man, what can you lift that's 20 pounds? It's good to see you, Lucky Star. Good to see you. Thank you for coming.
So I wanted to mention I just had a interview with Son of a Silver Stacker.
Oh, yes.
And he had mentioned you. He said he's seen that you were on my channel and that he really appreciated you and how good of a guy you were. So I thought I'd mention that to you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll have to give him one of them data boys. I need all the help I can get,
No doubt.
Yeah, Gold Chick. I think Gold Chick should come up here and chat, but she won't do it. I don't even invite her anymore. So, let me redo that link again because it's gone. Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop off here shortly, so somebody else better come up. I just wanted to come up and say hey, and that Son of a Silver Stacker had mentioned you. And
wow, that's great. Well, I'll send him an email and tell him thank you very much. He does really well.
Oh, he's impressive as far as knowledgeable on numismatics. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I tease him every now and then about math is hard.
No doubt. Lucky Star, hello.
There is Clear Lake. How you doing, Clear Lake? Good to see you.
Pretty good. I'll give you 5 or 10.
Okay, well that's fine. Every little bit counts, That way we can all get up here and chat and And Jamie Fox, you're more than welcome to come up here. Thank you for coming. It's always good to see you. 79, it's good to see you. And I'd love to get you up here. I'd have to twist your arm and probably chain your legs together and put you in a chair and untape your mouth every now and then so you could talk, you know.
Hello, Clear Lake.
Hey, how you doing, LLC? Your package will get there Tuesday.
Oh, awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I told my wife about it, so she's excited as well.
Oh, that's
It's
good.
pretty good on pancakes.
Oh, Lord, that's funny.
Yeah, he was harping on me for some honey, and we were going to do a little shipment out to relatives, so I figured why not.
Awesome.
Plus, he'll actually be the first person to get a couple of my poker chips.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, you would. Hoosier.
I'll start.
Yeah.
I owe you, Rocky, and I owe a bunch of other people. So Liberty, I owe him.
I'm in no
I owe
hurry.
Lassie.
I love honey. I get honey here local, and I always buy from the local farmers as much as I can. And I try and do that because we need to support each other and go right down there. So it's great to see everybody here. I was going to bring up, last week I talked about this company that is the chicken company that I can't.
Oh,
really
yes.
say. And do you know that YouTube took one of my links down after I put it on after the show?
Oh.
I'm not surprised.
I had to relabel it. I had to label it so weird. I think I put love or something in front of it, and they left it alone. So the algorithm, they like that algorithm, but that you got to be so careful about what you put and how you label it. So
Yeah, and it's not even humans that we're really dealing with on that level. Once they
exactly, they're all computerized and stuff like that. So you got to think. Not that I'm a genius or anything, but you got to think outside the box for those things.
Yeah, it's not like you can argue with them or something either.
Right, exactly. But
I've left comments. I've left comments, Rocky, and kind of stepped out of their bounds, and it went up, and I read it, and then I went back to see what kind of comments followed it because I was going to throw another one at them, and it got pulled in 10 minutes.
Yep. They won't. Hey, Beto, thank you for coming. Yeah, they won't leave it up. So you got to kind of disguise it. And so that's why I'm doing what I am doing, because for some reason, they pulled a whole video on mine when me and Dale Vale were talking about learning how to use different herbs and stuff like that to fight.
Oh, instead of medicine, of course. I was there for that.
And they pulled that totally. They talked them out of giving me a strike, so I didn't get a strike for that. So I'm really careful about how I label it, and so it's really sad that you have to do that. Hey, David, thank you for coming, sir.
David Carlisle.
Yep. I wanted to talk to Barbie about some stuff going on in her city, but I'll just be brief on it. But anyway, it looks like you got a little gray skies there, Mr. Clear Lake.
Nope, you're looking at a gravel driveway. I'm taking a page out of Lassie's book and came out of the house. The wife's wanting to probably watch her chef cooking show on TV, so she gets to listen to me talk all the time. So and she wouldn't be listening to the other side of the conversation. So I'm going to pull one out of Lassie's book and come out here and park myself in front of where there's a picture on my chip that's exactly the same. Now, there's deer running around out in the fields right now.
That's
I don't think I can telephoto across. I'll probably screw stuff up if I do that. But let's see.
It's really sad. Hey, JM, thank you for coming.
Hey, Rocky, look who just popped in the chat.
Yay, son of a silver stacker. Hey there, brother. I hear you want to come up and be on for a little bit. You're more than welcome if you want to.
His ears were probably tingling.
Oh, I bet they were. I bet they were. Let me put a link up there. And let's see if he wants to come up for a little bit. He don't have to stay long. He can just come up and be son of a silver stacker.
Yeah, somebody's playing with their car.
I was just going to say, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's the first time I've heard it. I think it's probably somebody got some piece of barn crap running. it's had gas in it for over a year or two.
Oh,
You'd be surprised what you'd see parked like in sheds down here in Southern Illinois. There's still pretty good cars to find, but people don't want to sell them. They get it. There's all this crazy junk that in the property next to me off in the woods. There's 1930 like late Model T type pickup truck that one of the local towns had as a public works, and it's all just dilapidated. There's 3 1950 Chevy Coupes sitting out there.
Oh, wow.
There's a 59 Impala. Isn't that the year with the fins?
Yes, it was. That was the last year. We'll see. 59. They did a 59 and a 60, and they changed it in 61. Yeah,
it's a powder blue. Motor's out. It's still got the original grill in it.
Oh, wow.
And there's some other sort of things that aren't on it anymore. I won't tell you where they are. Just use your imagination.
You know, Clear Lake, I have so many cars. I don't even tell people how many cars I got because I think I'm crazy, but I am kind of crazy and obscene, but I like cars. And
yep.
So, but I've got quite a few. So I got my favorites, and then I got my favorites. So my daughter was up here when I was in the hospital, and she was out there looking at my cars, and she says, "Dad, I'm going to fly up here, and I'm going to get that black Vet, and I'm going to take it home." She's been after that black Vet. That's Eagle Steve. Yeah, I am crazy, Eagle Steve. She's been after that black Vet. That black Vet is a 1976 all original Vet, and it is beautiful. I've taken it to quite a few car shows, and she loves that car with red interior, and so it's a fun car to drive. I kept it all stock. Then I've got my other one inside the shop that is one that I put on the street that I race, and I try not to get it out too much because it is a ticket getter and a half.
That sounds like too much fun.
It is.
So instead of a chick magnet, it's a ticket magnet.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
You know, when I had my Camaro when I was a kid, and in my early 20s, and the thing ran 1080s on the street, and I never ever got a speeding ticket in that. But my beater car was a Datsun B210, and I was always beating on that. I drove from the time I was 16 till the time I was 20 on 2 tickets, all for those years.
Wow! And you're
waiting to lose the license because of it all. Never got one street racing that car. Never.
Oh, all right. I'll tell you a little story. I had a Chevy that I just got ready to go, and had my son in the car, and I was doing going up against a Trans Am. It must have been like a 74 or 73 Trans Am. And we were both flying in and out of traffic. And this is in Dallas on one of the main freeways. And it wasn't too bad. Hey, Nickel, thanks for coming in. But when we slowed down, and because I saw him up there trying to catch up with him, we slowed down. And all I remember is he pulled me over and he says, "Were you racing?" "Oh, no, sir, I don't do that." And
never admit to anything to them. Never.
Nope. Well, the Trans Am kept going, so he got me on the side of the road, and and, this is Nickel just got timed out by you know who, our famous
no.
79.
Terry.
Oh, lordy. And so
Look at the smile.
she loved it. She loved
Guilty
it.
pleasure.
But you know what? He didn't give me a ticket. He just told me to slow down a little bit. And that's what I did. So I'm glad it was them because I was going to the liquor store and it was Saturday night, and you can only get liquor on Saturday night. I'm like, Lord, this is going to cost. And he let me go. So that was a great evening. So
He probably just liked the car.
he did. It was.
That's what it was.
Do you remember the Berlinettas?
Oh yeah.
It was a black Berlinetta, black on black, black rims, everything, and that thing was fast. And that's what I was in. And I know I could see him back there because he had his lights on. And I mean, I could have kept going, but I thought, you know what? I'm just going to ease over to the side of the road and see if he'll go on past me. Oh no! But the Trans Am kept going, so.
Who was in the Trans Am? Was it Burt Reynolds?
No, actually, it was a friend of my son's, and
nice.
we were at because we were talking, and before we got on the road, and he says I'm gonna beat that car, and I said, oh no, you ain't, and we got on it, and he had a what they call a 403 in that Trans Am. That was a pretty fast Trans Am. And it was fun. So I can't really say I won or he won, but it was a fun time. And I didn't even get a ticket, so I'm happy.
Nice. Barbara Carbone has a really good question because I want to know too, Rocky. What's your favorite car?
I own a 1977 Shelby Cobra, and that's my favorite car.
Really, that's cool. Isn't that what I said my brother had too? What?
Yep. Yeah, I own that, and it's all stock. I pulled all the levers and levers and everything off of it, so it didn't get them damaged because they made those things out of.
Isn't that the Cobra 2? That's not a Cobra. It's a Cobra 2. No,
it was. It's not. Yeah, it is a Cobra 2.
Yeah,
but it is. They call it the Shelby Cobra 2.
You know, a girl in high school had one of those. And we found her key. My friend Tony and I found her keys, and we would go midnight auto driving with her. Yeah, we would gas it up when we were done, though. But we'd park it in her driveway. Everything, Yeah.
Well, those things, the 4-speed car.
Yeah.
They only made 4 speeds for 76 and 77, and so on that particular model. And it's all original car. Everything is just perfect. And I bought it off a guy that wanted somebody that enjoys cars, and he had prostate cancer. Oh. And so he and his daughter just like me because they could have sold it to anybody. And at the time, I only gave $6,000 for that car.
Oh wow!
And they were like, and it was all original. And I couldn't believe it. He started pulling out all the levers and it's got all the side levers and the tops and the back and everything like that. And they're all like brand new. And I just couldn't believe it. So, but yeah, I bought that. And so that's one of my favorite cars. And
I'm gonna have to get a picture of my brother's and send it to you because if that's your favorite car, you probably would know what you're looking at when you're. I think he brags about quite a bit of it being original as well. So interesting.
Yeah, I have. I'll email some pictures of it to you.
That'd be cool. I'll have him send me some pictures and get them to you as well.
What was really cool is when I got that car, it'd been sitting in a garage for 22 years or something like that. It'd been tagged. It had 1994 tags on it, and I went in there in that car and I started messing with the carburetor and poured some fresh gas into the carburetor. and then I poured some fresh gas in a tank, and that thing cranked right over, and I drove it up on my trailer. That was amazing. I couldn't believe it. But the guy that I bought it from, that was his baby. So, but yeah,
Nice.
I love cars. But let me give you some information that was really, really cool that I learned this week. And the company that is the chicken company that is that has been Bud Lighted, it's working, and everybody needs to continue Bud Lighting them because their investors this week, quite a few of them pulled out of the
Oh
company.
yeah, that rhymes with my son.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yes, and so it is working, and maybe we'll get some results. But it's kind of, I love the thought of Bud Light and those companies that are trying to take Americans. I just that makes me so mad.
Rocky, honestly, man, you just told everybody the secret of our success. We vote with our dollar. That's the
Yep.
best thing any one of us can do.
Yep.
Voting, I don't know. You can believe in voting. You don't have to believe in voting. You don't even have to go vote. But honestly, I think you should vote, and I think it should be a national holiday. But I think the most important thing is if you vote with your dollar. That's the best thing we
Yep.
got.
Yep.
And everybody understands that dollar, and it's if those companies, now what really makes me mad, the China owns that company, and if they it'd be interesting if they really start making all these people start losing money. Are they going to let the Americans back in there, or what they're going to do? We'll see what happens. Like
Unreal.
yeah, it is. It really is. It's unbelievable and stuff like that. I also get my notes here.
Hell, I'm staying in. I've been moving stuff around because I was running out of power, but I'm plugged in now, and the kitties need their dinner, so I won't leave. I'm just going to turn around behind and go give them their food and lock them up, and that'll be that.
Go feed your kitties.
Yep.
I'm going to ask it. Does anybody else want to come up
Come on,
here?
Bonnie.
Nickel?
Come on, let's
Are
go.
you back? Nickel, let me give you a.
Come on,
I
Clyde.
think Nickel will probably come up here because he doesn't want to get timed out. So let me give him a link. And because 79 will zap him.
Because it's fun. That's why. I love going to Walt Disney World, and during the summers I go to the water parks here in town. And at the water parks, there's something called a lazy river, where they give you an inner tube at about 4 feet of water, and you lay back, you cruise around for about a quarter mile, maybe a mile, depending on the water park you visit. And along the way, there's water features, and I like the water features that are like water cannons, and you can blast people.
Yep.
Get them wet while they're relaxing on the water. That's actually my version of fun, if you can believe it. So yeah, I don't know what you call that kind of a person, but I take pleasure in that. I could be there for an hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, just spraying people in the race.
Oh, that would be fun. Catch them off guard like that.
Oh yeah, get water in their ear,
on their faces. Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that. I like that. Well, let's see if I don't see him up here yet.
Yeah, come on up.
Come on up there, Nickel. I know you're hiding somewhere. Come on, Nickel. There's a link. You can come right up. But also what I wanted to I did a live stream.
Did you see that? That's Terry.
That's too much, Nickel. You gotta mute your YouTuber.
Uh-oh.
I'm here.
There you go. You mute that YouTube. Hey, there's a message on there on the screen for you, 79. Did you see that? I did a stream right after the first of the year in January. I think at the first week or something like that, about the BRICS nations are starting to go to strictly trade with their own currency as you know, petroleum and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
what they did last week, the BRICS company has been the BRICS, not countries, or I guess you would call it, but the BRICS. They did a boycott or whatever you want to call it, but they are taking all the information as far as trading with the United States, and they have sanctioned them so that people will not trade with the United States. And this is going to be a real problem for we, the people here in the United States. And they're not saying anything. And what really worries me, and think about this, Mexico is wanting to join BRICS.
Oops.
Now, if you get BRICS, if they join BRICS and China wants to cozy up to them, can you imagine China coming over and building military bases in Mexico?
And imagine, Mexico isn't just one of the largest silver producers in the world. They also trade with us a tremendous amount of oil.
Exactly. So I got a feeling that, and this is my own thoughts. This is from me. Hey, Sterling Cannabis, thank you.
Buy 'em all.
You think about the eclipse too? I would love to be down there to do that, Sterling. I would love that. Now think about this. If for some reason Mexico did join, they could actually fall in line with the BRICS nations if they join BRICS, and they could cut us all the trade off. Can you imagine? Because the American company, I think Ford and Chevrolet have those automobile factories down there, and all of a sudden they can't trade and can't bring them over across the border.
Can I interject here a second?
Sure, please do.
Go NAFTA.
Yeah.
I hate to go back in time, but
I agree. I couldn't believe that passed, and so it shows you how bad politics really is. Because I'll never forget what was his name. I was pretty young at the time, but he was running for president, and he was from Dallas, but he told
Ross Perot.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you. Ross Perot said right after the NAFTA passed, he said, "This is the death of the United States."
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you think about it, he just slowly going that way. And it's been really our economy is just going down, and they're not helping it with what they're doing up in the big house, and they're trying to hurt us even more. And I was just like the numbers you were talking about. I think it was yesterday, son of a silver stacker. You're talking about cash and the coins. They're cutting back on the mints, cutting back.
Oh boy. So you saw that. So the United States Mint, the Federal Reserve, the Department of the Treasury, the cash supply is the lowest it's been since 1929 stock market crash. That's over 70, almost 80 years or whatever, almost 100 years, right? Because 1929 to here we are, 2024. That's 5 years. So about what, 95 years? This is the lowest the money supply has been in this country, and that even goes for the rest of the world too. But here's the kicker with that, and I tried to mention it in my video, but I didn't want to get too into it. I mentioned our new friends, the visitors that are here, the migrants, whatever you want to call them,
right?
Whatever your prerogative is, that's okay. They are not going to have bank accounts here in this country like you and I know it.
Yep.
They're going to have cash money. So if cash money is at an all-time low, like from 90 years, whatever, and these guys are going to be needing cash to operate their lives and get the things they need. What is that? What kind of recipe is that? I don't understand it myself. I'm not that smart, but if there is a need there and it's limited, I would imagine the demand would be great.
Should we be hoarding our change?
I would say yes, 100%.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is it became a problem during the pandemic, and I figured, it's just a matter of time before all this switches around, and all of it, either you have it or you don't.
Right, and that's why I like cash, and you control your cash.
And you know what? Let me tell you something. Let me ask you a question. All right, let's say you have two 50-cent pieces. Let's say you have 4 quarters. Let's say you have 10 dimes, all equaling the $1, right? Well, which one do you think is going to be worth more if the dollar collapses? A dollar bill paper or a dollar bill in copper or nickel?
Exactly.
Yep.
Because it's already worth more than its face value, most of it.
Yeah, it already is.
Yes,
Right.
thank you. Bingo.
It just like you were talking about the nickel, it costs a mint 11.3% or cents, not percent, but cents to make 1 nickel. And that's why I have told a few people to start saving your nickels and your pocket change and
Amen.
all that.
Yes, brother.
I don't spend nickels. If I get it in change, it goes in my box.
Yeah, I started stacking nickels once I found Nickel Stacking's channel. So
yeah, nickel stacking is he's got some pretty. He showed some of his bars, and I'm like, wow. So,
well, I also heard on that subject, Triple S, that they were being given cards when they came across. So
That's right.
Are they going to be kind of some of the first?
No, that's to get them
CBDC?
going initially, right? But once they kind of get things going, I guess look, I think this ultimately, like I said, I'm not that smart, but ultimately this I think leads all of us into a digital currency.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yeah,
they're trying to do that now. One thing about it, that the digital currency, they're trying to do it, but Congress kind of put a kibosh on that a couple of months ago. And so they were trying to do it and bring it through Congress, but they don't want it.
No, it screws up the way what they do with their own money.
Exactly.
But none of us have any idea what it is.
Do you remember that one congressman who had all that money in his closet with the gold bars and
Yeah,
in his suit?
Exactly.
He can't pull that crap anymore, can he?
Nope.
Well, what about Fannie with her fungible?
But just imagine though. But just imagine.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Imagine how much more precious metals like gold and silver are going to be valued on the black market when people don't want people to know how much money they really have. When they don't want their money tracked. And clearly precious metals, that physical money can't be tracked.
Yeah, especially in I think you're going to see a huge increase in copper prices here soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I would say the next time you're at your, like where I'm at, I have there's like 9 banks and they're all regional and it's the same bank. And heck, when I got ready to buy my house and have my house built, it was the only one that wanted to loan me money because that's what they do. It's all farmers. I mean, these banks down here are filled with millions and millions of, transferable funds that don't exist because of the farmers and the amount of money that goes on there. But when I did that $50 search last year in March, and I found over 50 proof Kennedys in there from the 1970s all the way up to current, NFICs, all that stuff. Somebody dumped somebody's collection, but it took $1,000 rotating back and forth over a month and a half to go through all the rolls of 50 centers that they had in rolls inside that bank. But the one I was dealing with was the one that counted all the change in that came from the outside banks. They had the only machine there. So I would think, hey, you go to the bank and you want to stash some cash, shall we say, that actually has metal value. Ask them, hey, do you have a box of $500 $50 in the back? And buy take $100 or $200 worth of $50 home instead of paper money.
Yep.
I kept $200 worth of that $1,000 worth of them, and because I went through so many of them, that I kept all the most really nicest ones from 72 and up, just because they were in great condition. All the ones people were painting and putting in there that had done searches.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
that
so
people
true.
do that to find out if when they're getting the rolls that they've got the same coins again.
If it's
But-
Groundhog Day for them, right? Sure. Also, you never know. You never know.
And
You might get some silver too, with quarters, with dimes, and with those 50-cent pieces. So yeah, silver's great to find. It's good, especially at face value.
And how about the drug dealers? What do you think they're going to do? They're going to have to go to gold.
Yeah.
Something.
Because
Yeah, they're gonna have to do
they won't be able to do any digital because they can track their transactions. So they'll have to,
unless they're going to do Bitcoin or something like that.
yeah, they'll outlaw that for us.
That's too trackable.
Yeah, you know who just said that? Who said they'll outlaw that? Is that Clear Lake?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that all this Bitcoin money that's going right back to 74,000, 75,000 when it was 18,000 about a year and a half ago. I think that they're going to outlaw all this. I don't think the government likes that kind of competition.
I agree.
Well, wasn't it? I
shut it all down.
Triple S wasn't. I got to think back because I was just getting into stacking and collecting coins back when the Bitcoin came out, and private school for the kid, paying for this farm, blah blah blah. You know, you got to ration off all your money. I would have loved to buy some Bitcoin, $2,000 worth. I think it opened at like $200, didn't it? It was terrible low.
Yeah, it was pretty cheap. But me personally, I was scared of digital money because all I could see is somebody ripping me off. You know that.
Yeah. Somebody ripped you off. They took your truck.
Yes, they did. They took my truck.
Well, and my point behind that is that there's sometimes we never get anywhere if we're not willing to decide what our risk is. I mean, everybody here is stacking what they've decided what their risk level is.
Yeah,
you
even
know?
a lot of us, even back when Bitcoin was starting out, always had the idea that if you didn't own it, you didn't. I mean, if you didn't hold it, you didn't own it.
Yeah.
And with Bitcoin and technology being the way it is, if that Bitcoin is stored on a computer, and we know how technology, is outdated every 3 or 4 or 5 months. So from Bitcoin from 2009 till 2023, how many computers has your Bitcoin been on? How many have you had to, do some kind of migration from computer to computer, or until you got like a cold storage wallet or something of that nature?
Yeah. How do you cash out? Because what I would have wanted to do, I told the wife what I wanted to do was burn $2,000 on it and just sit on it.
Yeah.
Until it doubles, triples, and when it went 10 and 15 times, go back to the original $2,000 plus another 2,000, whatever the value was, a double of that, and then take all the profits and either pay bills with it or sit on it as cash, waiting for the next time around. Sort of like the way I play cards,
Yeah.
Nobody's paying any attention. I'm shoving some in my sock.
Somebody really smart. Somebody really smart said that, what is the dollar? The dollar is a substitute for gold. All right. And what is, or maybe he said it backwards. What is digital money but a substitute for the dollar? And what is a dollar but a substitute for gold? So if you really want to get down to the fundamentals of it all, what really should we be holding is actually gold. In fact, the central bankers are buying this commodity at pace. Well, we haven't even seen ever, especially, and here's why, one of the reasons why I think that the central banks all across the world are buying gold is because they're going to base their digital dollars off of their gold holdings. And so it'll be a currency backed in gold instead of a fiat currency.
Yep. I agree. And I don't want any part. I just no digital stuff for me, because all you need is like an EMP go off, and how are you going to get your cash?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and you can't drive your car to the bank, and the bank can't process anything anyway. So you're on your own.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. So
guess what still works?
And gold works really well.
No, I'm talking about the bang stick.
Oh.
So everybody's got one unless you don't have one, and now you have a problem.
Bang sticks are very important. I call them tools.
Yeah,
And,
they are tools.
And I have been stocking up, and I'm in pretty good shape when it comes to that. So,
Well, in the tool reference, what is one of those without anything to put in it to feed it?
nothing.
It's a hammer.
Yep.
You know, that's all
You're
it
right.
is. It's a hammer.
Yeah, it's exactly right. And so it's just they're one of the stores here local is having a sale on Freedom Seeds next week, and I'm going to go see if I can't get me some and see what, because every time they run a sale, they get pretty well sold out. So
Oh yeah.
they get it gets hit hard. It gets hit hard. So so what kind of worries me is I could see Mexico joining BRICS, because you think about it, look what Saudi Arabia did. Saudi Arabia joined BRICS, and they are selling oil in yuan. They're selling oil in rubles.
Yeah.
And so they're not doing in dollars anymore.
Petrodollar.
Yep, exactly. So the petrodollar is I mean, we need it, because if it goes to the CBD, but we still need it.
Can I ask you guys what you think about the states that have legalized gold and silver back to? I mean, it's already supposed to be lawful, but now they're making it legal, which is a whole nother subject. But just on the basis of making your taxes payable in gold and silver, I was kind of impressed the number of states that have passed that legislation. I don't know, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I wish more of them would do it. You know.
Yeah,
I think federal law trumps state law. So
Yeah.
that's how I look at it.
but it's supposed to be the opposite of that, right, Nickel?
Yeah. Oh yeah. States should have rights. They don't have rights anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. See, my idea on that whole thing, and it's just my nature, is if they want to use gold as a real money, like it was before, and back dollars or whatever, and be willing to accept it, where are all these states going to get this gold from? They're going to get it from you. You're going to trust them, like we've been trusting them, to put it in their bank so that they have it. Then when they crap their pants, maybe not, really, what do you got? Well, it's the same old thing. We're close, nothing for you. Well, my gold's in there. Yeah, well, you know, we moved it. It's gone.
Yep,
You know,
exactly.
and we're back to that. You don't own it if you don't hold it. I think it's just a facade for the future to get precious metals locked up under their control that they've let loose, and they want it all back, just like they did in 33. The difference is they're going to have to do it a different way. So that's my idea on the whole thing. I ain't giving them nothing. I'll trade with you with it. I'll trade with you.
You know,
but I'm not trading with them.
Things were pretty awful in 1930s.
Yeah, they were.
Coin collecting was concerned. You know, the 1932 Washington Quarter came out that year. It was only supposed to be a 1-year commemorative. In 1933, they didn't even make any silver coins. In fact, there's some other coins in 1933, 32, 34 they didn't make either. And it kind of reminds me of what we're looking at now, in the sense that, you know, the circulating coins that we're seeing on, look, I love coin roll hunting. I love collecting in the very first part of the year, all the new money that comes out. So I'm on eBay. I'm looking for 2024 Philadelphia and Denver minted rolls of all of our circulating coins. And honestly, I'm having a hard time finding it. I can find Lincoln cents, no problem. I cannot find 2024 PNP Jefferson nickels. It is almost impossible. What's really easy to find are San Francisco proof Jefferson nickels, and those actually came in the proof sets. So those are everywhere right now. Rocky, you need some water, man.
I'll shut down here and be quiet. But I agree with you, son of a silver stacker, 100%, because they are like nickels. I would be really surprised to see Philadelphia do any nickels this year, or if they do, a very, very low mintage.
Yes.
And so I think their Denver put out a few I saw, but it's very few. So that, and I think the nickels, because it costs them so much. So, and I think that's why they're doing so many $50.
Yes. There's got to be a reason why.
I asked the bank at the first week of the month. Social Security is the second week, pension, blah, blah, blah. But I go in and I move funds and I take out cash. And I keep asking them all the time, have you got any new dimes, nickels, quarters, and any new stacks of single dollars? Because I would like to have a whole stack of brand new Fed wrapped friggin' dollars, just for the hell of it. I like them because they're crisp, and then I like to search them for star notes and for whatever, and get the dates and the broken ladders and blah blah blah. But they didn't have none of that except hundreds and 20s. That's what they had, brand new. I told her I don't think I can get it to drive up a stack of hundreds. I'm not coming in, and I'm not moving that much money. But they had brand new stacks because all of our money here comes from St. Louis.
See, that's with me being on the West Coast. I don't see any new money.
Probably for 2 years.
Yeah,
exactly. D's or P's. You get every now and then you might run across at the airport if you're going in for get a cup of coffee or something like that. You'll go through one of the coffee shops and you'll get a new quarter or something like that. But it's because somebody flew in and stuff like that. But as far as going to the grocery store or the bank or anything like that, you're not going to get anything like that. It's really difficult.
I keep asking.
I get, when I go to the bank, they look at me like, they just smile and said, nope, we don't have anything. We don't have anything. So it's getting worse and worse. So
yeah.
And so it's going to be difficult for any change. I'm thinking any change is going to be not just nickels, but 50 cents or quarters or anything. All that is going to be, premium stuff like it was during 2020. Because banks were begging for me. They were paying me extra.
I remember that. You told me.
Yeah, they were paying extra to get change brought in. And I had a few $100s of change, and I went through and rolled it all up, took it into them because I didn't want it. And I wish I'd have hung on to it now, but it already been gone through. So I'm like you, son of a silver stacker, that I love going coin roll hunting. But we can't get $50 here at all. I haven't seen a $50 or new quarter or anything like that in quite some time. Is anybody buying the quarters through, the women's quarters? Is anybody buying any of the boxes of that?
No, I'm not.
I know I am. I really, when that series started in 2022, when it took everybody off guard, the first 3 issuances, it was awesome. And then the Mint did the thing with the bots, and they were gone. And it was easy. It was easy peasy money on eBay. You could flip them for 3-4 times what the retail price was. But now you barely get, you spend $60 on 3 $10 rolls, $30 face, and you could probably get $75, maybe $79, $80 for those now. When you used to be able to get 200 easy.
Yep, you're right. You're right. People were flipping those right and left. But the new ones, just like the new 3 rolls, the new ones are not even they're not even selling out.
No, exactly.
Well, they want too much. I still get 2 boxes of the single roll of the Philadelphia and the Denver $50, the NIFCs. I've been getting those for quite a few years now, and I take 1 box and I stash it. I don't even open it. And then the second box, I open them up to see what they look like. Are they good or are they crappy? And then I send them out to family members and friends or whatever, so they have them. And then every now and then I take some into town with me, and even though I paid $2 a piece for them, and throw them into the change, just into the drawers, because I'm curious to see. Then I go like the Tractor Supply. They've gotten wise to me now, because I go back and say, well, who got that 50-cent piece? What 50-cent piece? And go, well, I put, well, wouldn't you take a $2 bill, $2 if I gave you, if you gave me a 50-cent piece that you found in the drawer and I gave you $2, would you give me that 50-cent piece for $2? Yeah, well, you missed your chance, So I've got like the vendors. Well, there's hardly any. My closest town, has a Dairy Queen, 2 gas stations, 1 traffic light. We're talking. I'm in a county that is like in the low 10 for population. It's like the 10th lowest populated county in the whole state, which is why I moved here. So I left 7 million people. They can have themselves.
Yeah, see, that's where when I moved here, there was very, very few people moved here, but a lot of people have moved here. I'm way out of the city, so I'm kind of safe that way. So, but
I'll be honest. You got a pretty nice place where you're at. You gave me your address so I could send you the gold NASCAR, and once I got the address, I Google Earthed it. Went, he lives in a pretty deep. You're right on the outskirts, I think, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm about 5-6 miles out of town.
Yeah. And, you got a nice place. You do.
They're all acres or bigger.
Yep.
Out here. So, and the nice thing about it, everybody knows who's their neighbors and stuff like that. So
yeah, see, that's how it is here. We all know. We may not. I don't socialize a lot with my neighbors. My whole point after having bought this place almost 30 years ago and took it from a weed patch with a brand new pond built on it to what it is now. I didn't build it after working for a city, being a public works employee, and being surrounded and blah, 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 blah. I didn't want to be bothered by anybody. But back to what you were saying, we all know each other. We all know what everybody drives. So when something drives by and it don't fit what it's supposed to be, then it attracts attention.
Right, exactly.
So that's the one safety feature we have here, is that when you're low population, people notice stuff.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, if you want to blend in, you go to the city. You're
darn right.
Yeah. You want to be invisible? Go to the city.
And like the airport has got all kinds of got fences,
face recognition.
Yeah, they got there's a lot of security around it.
But
I don't know if I told this story, but I'll tell it now because I'm not out there much. But this story was about 6 months ago, maybe 7 months ago. And there was a homeless guy that climbed over the fence. He walked up to the terminals. Now, I don't know how he walked up there. Nobody challenged him or anything like that because he didn't have a bag or anything on. Walked up there, and two guys challenged him. And he looked at him, he turned around and ran off. So they called the police. What did he do? They left. And what did he do? He went to one of the companies that had a lav truck, which a lav truck is what you drain your lavatories in an airplane into. He took that lav truck and stole it and drove it through the fence. And he ended up in Vancouver with it somewhere. He ran it out of gas, and so they found it up there. But how do they? What kind of security is that?
I don't know. I would use the S word, but that's what kind of deal it was.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. And it stunk too. The high heaven. So that's security. Yeah. But that was quite the thing. And then there was a guy. One of the employees he was really unhappy with this company I can't remember the name of the company he was back, but we'll just leave that. But he got on a tug. You got to silent, mute your YouTube there, Nickel. And so he got on one of these tugs and he drove it about 20 miles away from the airport and stole it. And they got cameras and everything of him doing it, but they finally got it back. But they caught him because they had, plenty of cameras and stuff. They knew who he was, but he was a disgruntled employee. But I thought that was quite, you know how fast a tug goes? About 3.5 miles an hour. Could you imagine driving 20 miles at 3.5 miles an hour?
Security could have ran him down and caught him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
They would have ran in front of him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
funny. All right, gents, I've got to jet. My show's coming on soon, and I got to prep for it.
All right. Well, I'm
It's
going to
been-
shut this down here. I want to tell everybody thank you for coming in. It's nearly 6, and I try and keep it at 6 so it doesn't run over. But I want to thank everybody that came in here and chatted, and I appreciate all of it. Come back next week, and we'll have another good chat. And everybody in chat, thank you very much. Hit that like and love button, and make 79 proud of you when you hit that love button. So,
Well, get your eye full of the screenshot that I've got going on in case it's cloudy. You folks out there on the West Coast, that's what the last full moon looks like before the eclipse on the 8th.
I just want you to know.
That's what that is in my camera.
I tried to
All
come
right.
in. I tried to
That'd
come
That's 2
in.
weeks from tomorrow. 2 weeks from tomorrow, ladies and gents. And
All
you know,
right.
somebody asked something about the eclipse, what they think's going to happen, and I don't know if we ever addressed that, but I don't know. It's definitely a great conversation. Maybe we'll get it next weekend.
I think that'd be a good one to do some research on. So
Yeah, well, it's pretty interesting knowing that the eclipse from the last time passed over from your direction straight down through the center of this country. The next one's coming in from the south through Texas and is making
crosshairs.
an X right over
Yeah.
Austin. Right over
Crosshairs.
Austin.
Yep.
well, I have a story. I'll tell it next week about the eclipse up here, and it's hilarious. So
But you guys will be able to watch a video that I'll make of it because I'm in the total darkness area. It's going right over me. I'm almost in the center.
wow, that'd be great. Yeah, I'd love
Once
to
it
see
gets into Illinois, yep.
Thank you. And everybody in the chat, thank you for coming. I'm going to shut this thing down, and we will see you next Sunday, I hope.
Yep. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yep, catch you there.
All right,
I'll try
thank
to.
you.
I'll try to see you next Sunday.
Okay. Yeah, come on by. Come on by, Nickel.